Thank you so much, Mayor. I am here in your office to inquire about the issue of local revenue performance, especially when Arua became a city, and Arua Central Division has been the center of revenue for the city. And as the city started, the performance was a little low. But over the years, Arua City became one of the best in terms of revenue. What was the thing that changed?
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. Once more, my name is Zaidi Kemis. I am the mayor of Arua City Central Division. A very pertinent, nice, beautiful question. That at first Arua was doing badly in local revenue, even since it was a municipality. But now when Arua became a city, or even it was still doing badly, of latest, you have realized that there is a lot of good performance. I want to say this without fear. The performance of local revenue that you see has made Arua City to sign originates from Arua Central Division. That one, no one will deny us that fact. And what is that brought the good performance? Adhering to the systems. That was one of the key indicators that led to performance of local revenue. When we went away from manual collection to IRAS, I want to be open to the media and to everybody that it helped us to lock the leakages, the gaps that were there where local revenue was leaking. The IRAS helped a lot in improvement of local revenue. And that one did not also now come alone. It came as a result of the good leadership. There are very many leaders who are running away from IRAS. My councillors, the honorable ministers who were in that department, and including the town clerk and us, we all stood firm and say the way is IRAS. And I want to say the system of IRAS and the determination of the leaders in accepting IRAS. If the leaders were not to accept IRAS, you wouldn't have that. We have the revenue strategic management plans that we discuss in Executive that we do implement. One, we assigned each revenue an officer. Each revenue has been assigned an officer, and this officer must be in position to tell us how we are performing weekly, how we are performing monthly, how we are performing quarterly. Like right now, in the last 2 days, I had made executive pronouncement of the Gaga Textile Revenue Officer, where I told him to sit with this team, and he goes to check on performance of revenue in the new taxi park. In 2 days, I want to say that we're in a position to collect almost 50 million in 2 days. It was a team of joint team of political and technical team. So the strategies that we lay, and equal also acceptance of the community to pay taxes is one of the key factors. How did this one come? It came through community sensitization of the various stakeholders. I want to say this without fear. We did with the TC a lot of sensitization to the property masters, to the people who are paying trading lances, even to the market vendors. We gave them the benefit of paying taxes. How vis-a-vis we're in a position to use the money to help the community. So community sensitization through their role of paying local revenue taxes was one of the key factors that brought that good performance of local revenue in Arua Central, that in turns and gives a better performance to Arua City. That one I cannot doubt my taxpayers, because they are really willing. You are here with me in office. You saw a woman coming. You met a gentleman here. He wanted to have access to his house. And these accesses are acquired through our engineers, and through that there is a fee which is paid. The other one wants to build. And building plans are to be approved. All these came as a result of various sensitizations that we do. Even sometimes in funeral places, sometimes in wedding, sometimes when we gather the community, we communicate the right procedural matters. So all in all, there are very many factors that brought up the performance. And also the level of education of the various people who have been assigned to do the works. Right from the budget process. Because if we don't look at the budget very well, my Secretary of Finance is a graduate. My Chairperson Finance is a master's holder. Again, the mayor himself is a master's in accounts and finance. What is that you can doubt that cannot make the revenue here to improve? Because we begin to plan. You see, planning, we begin to plan from point one. Like right now as I speak with you, we are coming for budget delay. In that budget delay, we will be in position to see what has been apportioned for revenue mobilization, what has been apportioned to sensitize the community, and what has been apportioned to give back to the community. You get those? Because after collecting these taxes, we must give back through maintenance of our roads within here. If the road fund cannot be enough, we cannot continue crying for road funds. So when the community is there able to paying us taxes, we should be in a position to do it. We should be in a position to work on the roads if road fund has not arrived. And that is exactly what we are doing. We are working on culverts. So the community is having that trust. The little money these people collect, they invest it back through sweeping of the streets, managing of garbage. You have not been seeing much, but those came as a result of us having the local revenue, where we're in a position to pay the people in the petrol station, where we're in a position to pay the people who are sweeping. That has cleanness. The cleanness of the town has a correlations with the local revenue. Every activity that we have, construction of toilets in schools, we have some classroom blocks, we have fencing, all of those has a correlation with the local revenue. So that's why we have picked it as a pivotal point. Then our method of collecting local revenue is also one of the factors. Gone are the days where the tax officer goes to harass. We come on table one win-win situation. If a customer tells you, give me 1 week, we have it. I have a series of letters there. Because the finance committee, when it goes down, at the end of it, they will always come to my office and give us a report that this one has asked for this date. And we give it. So that co-relationship with the method, good method of collecting taxes. We want to make Arua Central Division like one of the countries where people come to pay taxes willingly. And I'm telling you, people come to pay here taxes willingly. And it is as a result of good collection points, good collection method, that has made our revenue to shoot up. So it is not a matter of a day. It is a matter of various strategies that we laid. We even brought NGOs that are specialists in revenue collection to come and do training for our technical team, to come and do training for our political team, so that a politician knows his or her role in local revenue collection. A technical officer knows her role in local revenue collection or his role. So those trainings that were done by various NGOs, indeed, it has very big impact on us. We are in a position to learn on how to communicate to the taxpayers. Like here, I can move out and I sometimes speak to the taxpayers myself. Sometimes they call me, Mayor, your people have not come, we want to pay. By them not calling me doesn't mean that I go and collect our system of IRAS. I only call the CFO, generate IRAS for so and so. These This morning, somebody was in Kampala, he wanted to do his land survey. He wanted to send me money. I told him, no, simple. Put the money in your system. I'll tell the CFO to generate for you, PRN. You pay there. You can see how all of us are contributing to the performance of local revenue. And I want to say proudly, whatever you see here, Arua City performing, it is Arua Central. Arua Central. Just you can see in 2 days, in one business unit, we're in a position to collect around 60 million. So what we did was, each business unit, we assigned a responsible officer. Like Arua main taxi park, there is a revenue officer. Gaga taxi park, there is a revenue officer. Arua mini market, there is a revenue officer. Lobida, there is a revenue officer. Tax parks, there is also, even billboards, there is a revenue officer. So this person is put in account to give technical report for during TPC. He also comes to give technical report during executive. Then we combine and see where the problems are. At the end, we address the problems. Where we address the problems is where you're seeing better positive effect. And I want to urge you, all my colleagues, really, it is not I, it is we. To all sub-counties in West Nile, to all district officers in West Nile, and to the various persons who are working, we have come to realize it is not I, it is we. That's why for us in the Arua Central, it is the politicians leading. They go and talk to their voters, that you pay. It is the technical team generating the PRN. You can see when the two teams are in one place. That's why technical officers cannot say I. They will not manage it. Sometimes the community may not have trust in them. But now, the leaders, when they come, sometimes these people put their request to us. We want you to do this culvert, we want you to do this, then we say, can we pay? And we're in position. And at the end, we do it. We have written all the air, we are opening the roads, we are maintaining the roads, we are fixing various culverts. We had a problem with solar in Tax Park. We have fixed that one. The executive sat here and took a decision to repair all the doors that are damaged in Gaga Textile, to repair all the roofings that are damaged, to fix solar in Gaga Textile. So you can see. So when they move out like this, they come and give us the report. From the reports they give, we realize areas that needed correction. And the moment we do this correction, you find people coming to pay willingly themselves. So that is basically some of the key factors that I have seen, and coupled with the issue of the motivational factors, because when we have budgets like this, we have a budget line for the people who go and mobilize, even including LCs. Including LCs. For us, we're in position to pay our part of the 25%. We pay it. Because some of these stores are in the cells. It is the LC ones who identify. So our role, where we're in a position to pay our 25%, part of it, is what has made also the performance of our local revenue to suit. Because the LCs are willing, if somebody is building without a document, they are the ones calling the construction officer that somebody is building here. Indirectly, that is revenue. If somebody has a store in the village, that's why in our last executive we took decision, if there is delayment from other sectors, because the 25% is supposed to be the 10% from the city and 15% from central. We compile it. And for us, what we have realized, we have taken decision, we cannot wait. And for us, we do our part. We had last week instructed the LCs to come up with their plans, work plans, so that they are in position to receive what is from the central division. So their roles of informing the engineers, of informing the town agents, have also played a pivotal role in sorting out the revenue of Arua Central Division.
Which of these revenues has been the best for the city? Which entity pays the highest? And two, what was the revenue then and how much has it grown?
Yeah, for now, the best performing revenue source is the market. We get from the market around 1.1 or 1.2 billion. That is it. It's one of the best performing. Actually,
is that every financial year?
yes, actually, that is why I was recognized as one of the best performing. I came with an accolade, by the way, as the best performing division mayor in Uganda. Among us, the mayors. It was because of the performance of the market. And you know, issues that were associated with the market. And you saw how we meant it. We agreed and we meant, no, let's go on the strict way. So, Arua main market is one of the best performing revenue sources, followed by the abattoir. It's also one of the best, but Gaga Textile is also one of them, because each quarter, I think Arua Tax Park lockups perform around 800 million, the same to Gaga. Then the abattoir follows like that, plus the small markets and plus the trading lands. And trading lands is also one of them. It's around 900 million. Our key sources, they are performing. And at first they were performing badly. The market was around 200 or 300. But when we brought the issue of IRAS and system, it is doing well now. Because all the money the contractor gives us quarterly are not in cash, are not on receipt. They are on the system. The contractor just pays in the system. And we will only get the feedback through the various reports that are generated. So even Gaga Textile, I remembered, even the taxi park. You saw a state where one financial year we had only received the 45 million. But right now, each quarter we are getting 800 something million. 800, and you saw in 2 days we're in position to get 60 million. In 2 days, we're in position to get 60 million. So generally, the revenues that we are performing, because Gaga Textile in one financial year we used to collect around we are getting around 80 to 100, but right now we are talking of 800 million. That is because of the IRAS. So the main market is actually the heart. The main market is the heart of our key revenue performer in the financial year.
What was the revenue then, and how much has it grown now?
When I took as mayor Arua Central Division, we were at 1.2, 1.3. We're at 1.2 and 1.2. But as I speak with you now, we are going to 6 billion to 7 billion. Actually, we have a potential of collecting 10 billion one financial year. That one I want to say it. We have that potential. We have that potential of collecting 10 billion in a financial year. But right now, we are at 6, 7. We are at that range. Even of recent, we've been for budget review, because some of the sources that we had budgeted performed 200%. See? The IPFs which were given for them was little. They went ahead and performed. So we were in a position to control. The other revenue sources we are trying to work and see how we put, like property tax. We are trying to see how they are really systemized. Our issue here is system, and that is my cry from Central Division to Arua City. If we allow systems to work, by the time I will leave this seat, we will make systems to work. No one will be out of people stealing. No one will be out of people doing this. But for us as a Central Division, we have agreed there are monies that we can eat, there are monies we must not eat. That is a principle I have with my councillors here and the technical team. There are monies you can eat and there are monies that you cannot eat. The monies that I can eat, my salary, I am entitled to that. My allowances, I am entitled to that. But if I now go to various shops, begin to collect trading licenses, am I entitled to do that? That is what we have actually set financial discipline. Actually, one of the factors also that improves a lot is the financial discipline that we have installed in the technical team and the political team. Financial discipline, I'm telling you, no councillor here will go and pick money. No technical officer here will go and pick. So we change the financial discipline into aspect of motivation, and people's allowances are paid in time. That is what we do people's allowances are paid in time, and that is what you see has brought all these contributions online. And I want to appeal to the next mayor who is coming, please pick where we have left, and you will succeed. My technical officers have financial discipline, my councillors who would come back have financial discipline, and the rest, even the community themselves have no financial discipline. They will not bribe somebody. We created such kind of good environment for taxpayers, including tax collectors, which we have seen has got a positive impact on our local revenue.
What would you say are one or two challenges that still exist you would want to fix?
Still we have the issue of accrual arrears. That's one of the challenges we are having. Some of the people have arrears of over 21 months. Even we have those who are having 38 months. We still have challenge of transport. That one is there. Because these technical officers' foot, they continue moving. Like now, when the challenge I have is the transport issue is still a key. Also, negative attitude of some people who might not be in attendance of our stakeholders meeting is still there. Some people still want to do things in impunity in those old ways. So it is not easy also to change their mind. That it is your obligation. So those are some of the few amid the weather issues, and I also have a challenge with some people who pretend there as if they work for council. I realized this in a taxi park. There was somebody who was doing allocations when it was not his mandate. So those few challenges, and also the issue of limited enforcement officers. That's one of the key challenges we're facing. That is really affecting us badly, because the enforcement officers are not there. And you know, sometimes the collection of taxes in Africa needs a lot of enforcement. So you see, the city structure did not favor the employment of enforcement officers. So going out, sometimes we can be having meeting. It will have been the role of enforcement officers to go, but they are not there. We are just trying to pick these and hire them. So that is one of the key challenges we have seen that has affected us in a bigger collection of local revenue.
The challenge of the mother city giving back to the central division. Sometimes it's a challenge. How does that affect your operations?
It demoralizes particularly the LCs, who play again a pivotal role in collecting, in joining hands with us in the collection of local revenue. So equally also it affects the budget line, because like if we get 1 billion, we have to give these people 500 million. Then they are supposed to send us back some percentage, which is supposed to go to the LC, which we are supposed to do with the tangible works. So as they don't send, so we have that budget line that get affected. We have that budget line that get affected. So that is one of the roles. And I want to plead that laws are not negotiated. Laws are to be implemented. The city is holding the laws. They should not allow us to negotiate the laws. They should implement the laws. If the law says give this, give back. Why do you want to bend the law? That is one of the areas with that remittance that has been throughout, not even from right now the city. It started when I was LC3, by then it was a municipality. So I don't know, it is because resources are little, so whatever we give them, they have a lot of issues in their budget, but we don't know now. But for us now, what we have decided, just to move ahead. That's why we're in the position to pay the little that we have. That fairly motivates LCs, and we could not now continue crying that they are not giving, We are now using our 99 to continue seeing the gap that we had put in the budget, how we're in position to fix it. Maybe we now strategize and look at key areas instead of doing everything that we wanted to do in the budget line the way we had budgeted it. And you had here asked about the issue of the challenges. Sometimes we had the challenge of utilities in the markets. The issue of power was a bigger one, but I want to announce to the community we have failed 80 to 90%. We have solved the issue of electricity in the taxi park and the main market. We are left with a few percentage to finish. Also, we have the issue of water that we are trying to address. So the issue of utilities. So we have agreed with the city, whatever we collect from the market, before we share it, we look at O&M, so that we're in position to address some of those key issues. So basically, that is how we are trying to do it. And I want to plead to the city for us to work together. We need to work together. And of recently, I've liked the commitment they have put together. I want to thank the town clerk and the new deputy town clerk. They have really shown sign of working together. And I want to say they will make this town to develop. The new deputy town clerk, I want to thank him very, very, very much. This one I will be open, and I have to say. And I want also to thank David. He has ever, whenever I pick a call, I give him a call. Chansanku listens whenever we present. And that is actually one of the factors that you have seen that has improved local revenue is our relationship with the new town clerks who have come in. They have played a role because we are the user entities. We carry statistical analysis here. When we do them, we do the various correlation analysis, we present them. This contractor has done this one has done this revenue source, we have done this analysis, it is performing this should be the reserve value. They have picked it.
How does the regular transfer of town clerks affect your revenue and operations?
Indeed, transfer of regular transfer of town clerks and the deputy town clerks has impact on us, because the new one who might join might not be yet in a system how Arua works. Like now, I have been in various cities. The markets are not working. The markets are not doing well. So when you get a town clerk from a city where the markets are, I was in Ginger. The whole fund, every month, every quarter, I think every month, they are getting 24 million. It is a market that sits on 4 acres. We went there. We realized they had a big challenge. And when we had that exchange visit, so so the issue of frequent monthly, quarterly transfer of town clerks before giving them time to settle has impact. And I've come to realize that with this co-relationship we have with the town clerks here of the city and the division, the deputy and the division, which has improved our local revenue, I have seen their frequent transfer may have an impact, because you may have a town clerk who may not give you easily time because of the level of commitment. Sometimes they are called. So, like right now, we are with the Chancellor going to 2 years. He has understood the system. He has understood the system on how things are to go. So still, I want to plead that let them be given at least 2 years to settle, so that by the time they will leave, they will even tell their next person, this is how we've been doing. Now, where a town is in a crisis, where there are fights between politicians and the town clerks, you transfer this town clerk. Here again, you take this one who has been. So the issue, this is the last of my politician, the issue is not fight. Can we agree on principles? For me, I have my belief, I don't want to fight. Not fighting with the technical officer doesn't mean that they are bribing me. No! Get the concept. I am telling you, when you understand the working system, you will never fight. You will rather join. Because you, as a politician, you play around 60% of role of local revenue collection. I'm telling you, my team here, finance team here, my team of technical team, would always come and say, Mayor, can we engage the politicians to go and do mobilization? That's when I realized when the politicians work together with the technical team, they have bigger impact on local revenue collection. So I want to appeal to politicians of West Nile, let's join hands. And I want to appeal to the government, let's try to give them around 2 years to settle so that the system of them understanding the work environment continues with the new one maybe who has been posted.
Revenue that is collected translate to better service delivery, to have a better Arua city, whose faces Arua Central Division.
Yes, how best do we make the revenue we have collected to change the face of Arua city? We have the various departments. Like if we have much improvement on the education sector, you will really see the impact of local revenue. Like right now, I had a challenge in Arua Hill Primary School of toilets. I had a challenge in orphanage primary school. We have got a challenge of children crossing from Morutu, one of the nearest primary schools there. So we have engaged into construction of toilet in Arua Hill using local revenue. We have engaged construction of toilet in orphanage primary school using local revenue. We are going to put foot bridges for children to cross using local revenue. We have done fencing of Niva Primary School using local revenue. We have done fencing of the abattoir land to take away the animals that in the city, that's using local revenue. We are right now at procurement processes of advertising all the street lights that must be in position, to light. And we do this using local revenue. And you know, improvement of street lights will attract investors and it will improve security. When it improves security, it attracts investors. When it attracts investors, you know that it results in tax. And you know tax, when they are there, you'll see how they are shooting. So the local revenue that we collect, we have repair of the various solar panels that are not working. We also have the issue of managing garbage. That is actually key activity that we do using local revenue. If we are not going to manage garbage well, if there will be various outbreaks of diseases that you know that we have already put burden on government and we have put burden on our taxpayers, and you will find at the end of it all, there will be poor performance. So we have much interested ourselves in organizing the system of managing garbage from households to shops and streets. That's why you move around. At least now, if you compare Arua city of today together with the Arua city of those times, you can see a lot of change. That is a result of us giving back, using local revenue to the community to change, to uplift the face of the town. So we are in a position to pay the skip loaders, we are in a position to repair the vehicles, we are in a position to repair the grader. Let the grader just break once, and there in the main site, garbage is not pushed, you'll really see what the town is. So we are in a position to pay for fuel in time, so that this translates to bring the cleanness of Arua City Central Division that benefits the community. Because the community wants to live in a cleaner environment so that they're in a position to do their business in the wilderness. We are also in a position to use this to sensitize the community. Like now we're doing sensitization of fiscal planning so that people are in a position to have proper houses that are built. People are in a position not to build on the roads that have not been opened. So we are using it to take message to the community on the ground. We are also using this to have cleaner sources of water. We are doing that. If you go to Awindiri Ward in Chongola Cell, we have put properly water source for the community. They're free. We did everything. It was a project of around 15 million. Go to Mvara. We have done the same project. This financial year, I have the various cells we are going to do this. We are already giving back to the community. So when the community takes good water, what will it translate to? It will translate to a better health. And the better health will translate to business, and the business will translate to performance of local revenue, which again will give back to them. So those are some of the areas that we have put into usage of local revenue that we collect from it.
We have always been coming here to identify the issues of revenue enhancement. This time Arua City Central Division has been applauded for better performance. Give us, what was it that changed, that we were able to see this better revenue collection smoothly? Start with your name.
Thank you very much. I'm called Dr. Malik, the town clerk, Central Division, Arua City. In 2022-2023 financial year, we were in the second year in the implementation of if I may say first year in the implementation of the integrated revenue administration system that was rolled out to all city, regional cities, municipalities, and also in other districts. Before that, the collections were done manually. We would send our enforcement team with the collection, with the revenue collectors to go and collect revenue manually, and then thereafter the revenues are brought to the strong room. The following day they are taken to bank. But when the technology came to play, that is the integrated revenue administration system, Minister of Finance, Planning, Economic Development was able to instruct all councils, urban councils, in fact all accounting officers, to now embrace the technology of IRAS, that's online collection. And beginning is always a challenge. 2022-2023 financial year, the collections were ranging from 900 to 1.5 billion. That was 2022-2023 financial year. Now when we engaged we introduced the strategies. Which strategies were workable? One of the key strategies was to engage the taxpayers 100% in the revenue mobilization process. Also the involvement of the elected leaders. For example, the finance committee in the Central Division. Finance committee is always at the forefront when it comes to the mobilization, awareness creation, sensitization on local revenue. And because of that, 2023-2024 financial year, we were able to collect up to 4 billion collections. Now from 1.5 that was collected electronically to now to 4 billion, and that was because all our local revenues were now enrolled to IRAS, Integrated Revenue Administration System, and we had to ensure that state taxpayers who were unable to understand IRAS, continuous sensitization, continuous awareness creation through other different avenues, including radio talk shows, sensitization, road drives. We have been doing that, and because of that, some of the taxpayers have also embraced now being in associations, which is a very good thing. As I'm talking now, we have more than 10 taxpayers in different associations. If you may want to mobilize revenue, for example, from property rates, the property owners association is there. If you want to go to hotel industry, hospitality industry, the association is there. Even private school teachers association. What about even Indian community? Talk about taxi park, trade union, Arua Central Market Vendors Association, Gaga Textile Market Vendors Association. So dealing with the taxpayers through an organized way where we embrace them being in association, not only embrace it, we also motivate them. Like the performance review, budget performance review for 2024, 2025, 2023, 2024 financial year, where I have a copy in front of me. You remember, in that performance review, we have to acknowledge the number of key taxpayers in form of the associations, also others on individual basis, because of the good work that they are doing with us. And then the other strategy that has helped us so much is always putting to right use what we have collected, because taxpayers will always ask, now that the revenue is improving after every other year. For your information, the performance of local revenue for this ongoing financial year, this current financial year 2024-2025, is going to hit 5 to 6 billion. I don't want to go beyond 7, because we are now virtually remaining with about 3 months, but the strategies are working. So motivating or recognizing them for what they have been doing, how they've been supportive to us, is adding, is making us now to collect without any serious encumbrances, because that willingness, to pay on IRAS, you even tell them, please, you just call, you call, it should be call away, you are generated parent, and then you pay where you are, and then we send your relevant documents. If it's trading licenses, you get your trading licenses down there. If it is operational permits, and so forth and so forth. So all these strategies are working, and what is motivating them so much is, as said earlier, the impact of what we are collecting. What we are collecting is having impact, positive impact on the ground. We do tell them, yes, the beauty of the taxes that you're paying is to see that the town must be clean. You should bear witness that our town is now amongst the cleanest towns in the region. That does not just come, out of blue. It is what we have got from the taxpayers, and we are applying it back. What about our street lights? Yes, there are still other corners that are dark, but I want to tell you that, assure you that by the end of this financial year, we are going to ensure that all the corners in the CBD will lit, and that is nothing but local revenue. Then what about roads? We still have a limited road network, and this financial year we are also trying to open more roads, since now OSMID 2 is coming to play. There's the document is even here in front of me here, list of projects for design, where almost all our road links in the CBD are captured here, and that means the roads that have been opened, that are to be opened this financial year, will be upgraded, which is a very good opportunity. And this is what we have been telling to the residents being affected by road opening, that the roads that have been opened shall be tarmacked. And then once they are tarmacked, they will even see being coming up with other components of solar street lighting. And once it's done now, you will see that the transformation will come automatic. So all this are happening because of the revenue, the local revenue that we are getting from the taxpayers. And this is the way to go, and we are going to continue with this. That's why you will see that the performance, the graph will never come down. Instead, it will go up. Everything that we do, there are challenges. Definitely, there are challenges. But these challenges are minimal. Why are they minimal? They're minimal because we are able to address them as they come. For example, we had the challenge of enforcement, which was more during manual collections, and which was also more at the time when we are introducing integrated revenue administration systems. So as of now, the challenges have now come a little bit down. Some of the challenges in form of, the economy is not doing well. You'll find like last year, business scope for business would have been a little bit higher compared to this because of the economic crisis. Other traders would say, now the other time I paid 300. Now this time you have assessed and you have moved to 350 when we are not doing well. But what we are telling them is, it's very true that the businesses are not always stable. But the challenge we have as a council is the cost of running, the cost of undertaking service delivery, like cost of making the town clean. You'll find fuel may not be stable. You'll also find the scope of work. Every other day, this town receives new people in businesses, others are for other ventures and so forth. So the moment you have a higher population on daily basis, which that goes upwards, and then the cost of running, keeping the streets clean, providing better service, definitely also goes up. So those are some of the challenges which we are trying to address. And of course, the trade order is streamlining the businesses so that the taxes are paid in an organized way, not to encourage street vending, but in one way or the other, still street vending has been still taking root, although it's now on a smaller scale compared to the previous year. And then the other challenge is that magnificent market that we are seeing there, which is supposed to accommodate over 5,000 vendors. You will really still see that it's only the lower, the ground floor being filled up. The upstairs space is still not 100% filled up. But of course, we know with the time, vendors will be able to understand or be able to embrace the facility, because that facility is there to serve the nations to come. So those are some of the challenges. How do we tackle them? Because we are always in touch with them. And then we also encourage them, please look here. When you are up there, we shall not pick rentals from you. We shall still give you some grace period in order to stabilize. So those are some of the remedies that we are doing. And then also social center market being part of the gazetted markets where they were supposed to move. Their challenge was that there was inadequate access to the facility. As I'm talking now, we have already improved the access. We are also trying to now create some space for parking, so that some of the vehicles that will be able to bring produce that side, even if possible, some of the vehicles, some of those taxis that operate, Arua, Kampala, not buses, and also some taxis that are coming from that side of maybe Pakwaj. So long as they are coming from that end, they will not be able to park that side. We shall relocate them that side, because the taxi park that we have cannot be able to accommodate all the taxis that we do receive on a daily basis here in Arua city. So those challenges we have plans to translate them into successes. Of course, as we keep handling one, others will still, more others will put. That's the beauty of serving in urban council, like city council Arua, which is the busiest. Always keeps you on alert. You have to be on alert. You have to work as a team. What is helping us here most is we work as a team. Whether you go to the political side, political wing, whether you move to the city council, the city clerk, whether city mayor's office, whether RCC, work as a team. Even media, that's why in all our activities we always bring on board all key stakeholders, even including media, so that we are continuing to speak the same language, and we take this town to a better, to where we belong. If we are rated population-wise to be second after KCCA, that means then besides that, are you aware that the idea of creating regional cities started from Arua? Are you aware of that? That's why Arua city is number 1, and our vote is 601. We are number 1 because we are the initiators of regional cities. That means we need to lead by example. We need to be like a model city. Yes? Coming to learn from us, sharing strategies of how we are improving our local revenue. I think that's the way to go. We are ready. We want to be a model city where others would come to learn from. And it was not a surprise when KCCA even came here. KCCA, Fort Photo, Gulu, and there are more others. Of course, other municipalities like Nebi, they have been here, Koboko, and we are receiving more. We are although we are proud of ourselves, we still have other areas to improve on. Because the issue of garbage management, we are still not up to date. Our biggest problem is the lack of equipment. We still don't have our own equipment. We are getting some of this equipment from the neighboring local governments, like Terego, Madiokolo, and so forth. The moment we shall have our complete equipment, then we have our composites adequately secured, because we are procuring another composite. We don't want to suffer the fate the KCA team suffered at the time when it caused problems. So ours is to be proactive and ensure that we should always be amongst the first or the best performing regional cities. In the next 5 years, I think we shall be amongst the first. Because last year local revenue performance, I think we were third in the country. The first was Mbarara, Nansana. I think we were third. And I want to tell you, third is not where we're supposed to belong. We want to be first among equals, and the morale is there, the capacity is there, the zeal is there, the feeling is there. I don't think nothing will stop us from doing that. Even come 2026, the taxpayers of Arua City, they know why they are paying taxes. They are well convinced that what is collected is always put to the right use.
We are introducing the system paying through online. How has it helped reduce the issue of corruption? Because we used to have cases where a tax officer goes, collects money, and remits to the council or brings to office, and integrity issues, some of these monies would not reach office. How has this helped to resolve this and also make sure that the division gets what is due?
You know, this technology called integrated revenue administrative system is a system that is manned by a number of key stakeholders. Like once the payment process is initiated or assessment is done, even everything is online, and from assessment you will see key stakeholders are seeing what is happening. City Council is seeing what is happening. URA is seeing what is happening. Minister of Local Government, Minister of Finance, Local Government Finance Commission, all these key stakeholders are seeing what is happening. Also fiscally, somebody will be able to see it. Now what is so unique in Arua City Central Division is, even this assessment, after assessment has been done by technical team, I also have my independent team that goes for checkup, for spot check. Like if your office, if your store is as big as this, and then there is another small store here, the assessment of this bigger office definitely should be a bigger amount compared to this. So if there will be some gameplay where the assessment here is lower than this one, and then definitely the independent team that goes for spot check will be able to identify. And we also have some business members, communities down there who are vigilantes. They'll also be able to find out. Corruption can only be carried at that level, where somebody will underassess you, and then you pay less than others. So how to detect this is having an independent team, and then having quarterly review meetings with the performance review meetings with the other key stakeholders. Then we shall be able to know this taxpayer here, basing on the scope of his or her business, is supposed to pay maybe 1 million. Why? What were the parameters to under assess? Yes. So this is what is happening. That means the system generally has really reduced the corruption, because there is no manual collection. And then number two, if you want to manipulate the figures, or you want to underassess somebody, then you will still be discovered, because we have all our eyes on. Like me as an accounting officer, I have to on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, be able to understand how the sources are performing, because we have targets for all these sources. Like if it trading lances this financial year, if it's going to perform poorly, then I need to find out where the problem is, and these problems can be detected right from day one when you are beginning the financial year. So to me, it is also on the success is on the commitment level of the accounting officers and the commitment levels of the elected leaders. For example, the political head, his issue of the mayor is also so much on ground, and we are always on ground. We know very well that our strength of Central Division is local revenue performance and the strategies that we are putting to writings.
Given to the city and city given back to municipal and Central Division has been a challenge. How does this affect your service delivery, but also how can you harmonize it?
Yes, challenges are always there, but of course I want to put this categorically clear that our sharing with the city for the last two years has not been a challenge compared to the previous years. when manual collections were highly encouraged. And then also there were challenges of collections from the taxi park. But all these issues have now been streamlined. What happens is once collections are done, joint reconciliations are always done. My principal treasurer reconciles with the city treasurer to be able to know how much you are supposed to get after releases. So that one, through effective coordinations, has not been a big challenge now.
Last two questions. What would you say has been your best performing entity among the various sources of revenue? And lastly, the issue of now that you are performing, what would be your priority after seeing now this good progress? What things would you want changed in this central division alongside what has been done?
We have a wider range of revenue sources, but of course out of those there will always be the best performing source. And last year's performance revealed to us that our market performed better compared to the previous financial years, and also compared to other sources of revenue. And that is followed by trading licenses and operational permits. And our poorly performing revenue source was ground rent. Why? This council is blessed with the numerous properties of government, but the challenge was being most of these properties have not been valued. They are supposed to be valued, and then once they are valued, those ones that may need extension of titles will be done by City Council. Then those that have now have expired leased titles be renewed. And as of now, we are now undergoing the extension and the renewal of the titles, these titles. So this process is on, and we are optimistic that even by the end of financial year, we shall be able to perform better in ground rent compared to the previous performance. That was only 10%. And what should be the priority once you perform better? I always tell every other key stakeholder, for people to gauge that you have a clean, you are doing work, that council is doing work, there are 3 critical areas where you need to prioritize. One is you have to ensure that your town is clean. Regardless of whether you are underperforming in local revenue, where they are performing, the town must be clean. That is our priority. And our major challenge, I said with you, was lack of equipment. And in next financial year, even this current financial year, we have budget for grader. Although it will be a joint, venture with the city, that will be able to boost our efforts in the management of garbage, right from the collection point up to the compost site. That's our priority. Number 2, to make citizenry happy, you need to ensure that the night economy must boom. We want to repair, maintain, and fix where possible streets that are still dark. So the town is vibrant. The town should not go to sleep as soon as the sunshine sets. No, this is a city. People must interact. People must enjoy life beyond midnight because security is guaranteed. Priority number 3 is to ensure that we improve the road networks. Yes, we improve the road networks. Now that the opportunity from OSMIT to make them permanent. is coming, is underway. So we need that. That means when we do this in one way or the other, the revenue performance on yearly basis will always increase. I want to assure you it will go up. Why? Because there are other factors. We have stable power. We are always down to earth to ensure that we support investors in a way of approving their documents. If they want to build within a year or a month or two, we are there down the ground, right from division up to the city council, so that we don't delay, and we motivate in a way of even subsidizing some of the taxes, so that the town is better than one would have expected.
Just that one word for that best client who has been paying timely as we sign out. There's everybody has been good, but there's that one client you will never remind but pays timely, and you would wish everybody is like that taxpayer.
Coming to tendered sources, that is the Arua Meat Sellers and Suppliers Association. Those ones who have been managing the abattoir, they have been compliant taxpayers. And when you come to the side of Hotel Owners Association, because I want to also rate them there, because the association leadership, they are doing tremendous work. But generally, we are not doing badly when we need these taxes. They are always paid on a quarterly basis. That's why we're able to deliver to the satisfaction of the taxpayers.
Okay. Thank you so much.